Yo, what up, though? Welcome to the Rad Bad Stay at Home Dad podcast. I am your host, Jason, along with my illustrious co host here, Chris.
That's right, everybody. And as always, this isn't the view, damn it. This is the dad's point of view, where we talk about women's farts and man periods and wiener wedgies. This is episode 10. Episode 9 was far our best episode. For those of you catching us live for the first time ever, I know there's a few of you I spoke to personally who said you'll be tuning in tonight. If you want to go back and check in to our old episodes, Jason, how can they do that?
Yes, sir. You can go ahead and catch us on all streaming platforms for your podcasting purposes. So that is Amazon, that's iHeartRadio, that's iTunes, just about any and everywhere that you are finding podcasting. You can find Rad Bad Stay at Home Dad podcast. But not only that, you can catch us on all social media platforms as well. It is this right here, Rad Bad Sad. That's on Twitter and on TikTok. We will be up on IG here pretty soon. Now, today is a special show. Reason being is that we are rawest of the raw. I usually have my producer equipment here, but I'm upgrading the equipment. So that means you're getting it raw, man. But we got to make sure we stay consistent. And that's why we are here for you guys. So welcome everybody in the room. If you are tuning in on Facebook, go ahead and give us a like. If you are tuning in on Rad Bad Stay at Home Dads podcast on Facebook, go ahead and hit that like button and hit that follow button. Let a couple friends know exactly where we're at and what we're doing. The best thing that you can do for us right now is to share this. Share. It's in the bottom right corner. So you're going to see our lovely faces, and then you're going to see down in the bottom right corner, share, SHARE. Hit that share button. You already know what it is. We got a great
we teach our kids to share, so you
that
guys should
part.
share too, right?
You hear me?
It's
You hear
always more fun
when
to
you share.
with everyone. All right,
Hey,
sorry. Go back.
I love it.
You're out of your producer stuff. There's no ting sound effects. We got a song. No, we don't got a song. So we're just rocking here. But
We're
sorry,
just
go back with your
rocking, baby.
stick.
No, it's okay. I love it. So, guys, make sure that you hit that like button. And for sure, thank you all for tuning in with us. Again, catch us on all streaming platforms for your podcasting purpose. Man, let's hop into it. Chris, man, how you holding up, player?
I am doing good. We had a couple days this week. Wednesday was a hate start for the kids. I mean, a late start for the kids. So I had them for an extra, yeah, had them for an extra 2 hours. And on Wednesday, the wife is home for school, or sorry, she works from home on Wednesday. There's 2 hours extra keeping them distracted. And when I got up, Sawyer wasn't dressed. His bed wasn't made.
No.
Which means he's in the mood, because when Sawyer wakes up, he gets dressed right away and he makes his bed. And so he wanted to make sure that everyone else's morning sucked too. And he kept saying, Dad, I hate late starts. I hate late. Like, nobody here signed up for you to be here 2 hours extra. So that was on Wednesday. I did manage to play basketball at the end of the night, but it was a rough go of it. Today was a much better day. I do fly solo tomorrow after the kids go to school. Jack's taking off the weekend. I got a busy weekend plan, which I'm sure we can get into, but much better today. My boy Stafford, still a big fan.
Still a big fan.
Still a big fan. MVP, Super Bowl winner coming up. Led my boy in the Rays one tonight. I have a big Tampa roots. I'm doing great. Jason, how are you doing other than your new toy, shiny new toys not showing up you cannot play with today?
I know, no playing with the shiny toy today. I'm doing great, man. I'm coming off of a solo weekend. We did sleepover, our first sleepover. We had about five. Well, I had about 5 little girls in the house just running rampant for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And they really enjoyed themselves, man. Hazel hasn't had her first sleepover, and it was a joy to have some of her good friends over to occupy the weekend, especially since mom was out doing some solo camping. So I was beyond exhausted. because I didn't know how the night was gonna go. I didn't know if the girls were gonna sleep through the night. I didn't know who was gonna have what. And I ended up staying up a lot later than I wanted to. So the next day was really rough because the request for pancakes, French toast, sausage, bacon, eggs, and whatever else you could think of a breakfast item was on the menu. Did they
Why are you
get them all?
complaining? Why are you complaining they didn't ask for a granola bar?
Oh, but they did. Oh, but they did. The question was, can I watch something with an F? And yeah, what up though? There was, can they watch something and then get a granola bar? So no, it was on that menu. That was just a precursor. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna. You said what up to your person. Say what up. Who's listening in, but he doesn't have Facebook and he doesn't have a YouTube account and he can't comment. So Howie, what up listening?
What up
I'm
though,
gonna
Howie? Was
I'm gonna
good.
get I'm gonna get a profanity text in a couple seconds on my watch. So, anyways, we're
He said, "Where
asking you
you?"
to watch. They're asking if they can watch something. You're flying solo. You're asking for. Yes, you can watch something.
One
Just
hundred
go.
percent, 100%. They Hazel's favorite movie as of around this time becomes Hocus Pocus. I don't know why. I don't
Oh,
like it,
love it.
but I guess mom does, and I got Hazel into it. So she was definitely into some Hocus Pocus, putting her friends on to the show or to the movie. So it was exciting. It was fun to have them. And then after that, man, the week was pretty normal. We have no school tomorrow, so we got arts and crafts set
Ooh.
up for tomorrow to keep them busy throughout the day. And I'm excited. It's been a long week, but it's been a good week. I got a couple things as far as in some personal stuff in my life that is going exceptionally well and moving into the direction that I really wanted to. It just takes perseverance and work. But no, I'm excited. She
Awesome.
said, "Where do I need to watch you?" Miss Tina. Tina's a good friend of mine. We worked back in the call centers together, and I appreciate you stopping in. You can watch us here. So every Thursday, roughly right after Thursday night football, we go live on here as well as Rad Bad Sad or Rad Bad Stay at Home Dad podcast page on Facebook and on YouTube. We do need YouTube subscribers, so make sure you guys go subscribe over on YouTube, so you can follow us there. So I mean, there's plenty of places to catch us, and even if I do go live as well on here. So thanks everybody for showing up. Again, hit that like button. If you guys hear this on the podcast, we're live. Make sure you guys tune in on Thursdays, roughly around that 10:45 mark. Like I said, right after the Thursday night football, we go live. We will be adding another show as well. But I don't know if we're going to do it live, but we will be going live after Monday night football. Seeing that both of us are big sports fans, we were watching these football games. So we're up and then we're just chit chatting. One thing I want to jump into and talk about is Quinn. Quinn did something pretty flipping spectacular to me, right? It was a kind of a home run, and it's nothing really great. But what it is, thank you, Tina. Thank you. Make sure Jason go ahead and subscribe too, and your kids. Make sure they all subscribe for us. Her husband's name's Jason, so he's a good dude too. But it wasn't so much what she did, but it's what she said, right? So here's the best part. So Quinn's the middle one, and she's starting preschool. Well, she started preschool, so she goes in the afternoon. Now on our way there, she's excited every single day. She's just a bundle of joy to hop on this bus and go to school. Now with that, she's just chatty Cathy all the way to the bus stop. Yep, all four of them. And JC, I appreciate you. She's a bundle of joy to go hop onto the bus. Now, check this out. It's just the linguistics that I love. It was her trying to explain yesterday. But she said yesterday, but I don't think she understood that she did and understands the word or the meaning of yesterday. So her exact phrase was it was yesterday or what was it? She said not the day before, but she said, right. She said, the dang it, I just had it before we started this and I forgot it. Hold on. She said, it is.
Where does she get her misinformation from?
I have no clue. Well, here you go. You're looking at one of them, right?
Ding. Lil's the same way. Lily has no grasp on time or space. Like
That
it was like we were at school today, and like there were like 800 people that came, and like oh really? And like you're exaggerating. She's like, no, Daddy, there were 800. Like I counted, and like or like God, like we just had this for dinner 16 times the last 45 weeks, and
that
no,
sounded like Hazel. Hazel was that exact same way. I want to say about 2 years ago. She's 8. So yeah, I mean right around Lily's age. Yep, exactly. So Quinn said the day before this one. And it was just so good because it was just a linear comment. So it's just like she knew. But it was awesome. So that was my little joy of just seeing her say that and kind of like work through the process of language. You know what I mean?
yep,
Now,
no,
one thing that is awesome is that Margo is starting to talk. So she's listening and repeating. So we got to be real careful right now because I will say orange, and she's like orange, orange, and then she's saying other little, I said what's it, Virginia, or something like Ohio is what I said. She said Ohio, Ohio. I was like, oh, okay. I got to make sure I'm not cussing. We got to keep the potty mouth under control now.
hey, you said Ohio.
Oh, of course.
Just let's not talk to your kids
Oh
about
wait.
Urban Meyer.
Oh
Don't talk
wait.
to
Right.
your kids about Urban Meyer, man. That's not Meyer right now. That guy, I tell you, man. There's so much wrong about what went down in Columbus, Ohio, and for
Oh
those
yeah.
listening, just go ahead and Google, and then
You'll
sorry.
find out
Well,
quick
side.
exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's who. I'm glad you guys got a winning football team, Jason. But let's have some the way we go about. It's funny. I had a Vince Lombardi thing over here. It says winning isn't the only isn't the only thing, isn't everything. It's the thing. I was like, oh yeah, Vince, but you don't stick your fingers up a 19-year-old girl's booty when you're married. General, but
No, no, not at all.
just say it.
Not at all.
Oh wait. Oh no.
No,
Sorry.
I'm not even
Back
mad
to,
at
so
it, brother.
what's funny is on like as you were talking, my buddy Howie, he did text me and say I thought this was a family show, and this is a family show where we bitch about our family.
We bitch about our family,
But we love
100%.
because we love so much.
That part
So
it's our outlet for us to show the good, the great, the bad, and the ugly. That kind of stuff.
correct.
Oh,
So
here we
Jason,
go.
you got something?
Yeah, Tina over here saying, yeah, Jason is a Packer fan. You already know what it is, man. And you see who top of the leaderboard this year. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, we're gonna play a game real quick, Jason. Okay.
Let's go. Let's go.
This is so I says. All right. So I'm gonna tell you the story, and then I'm gonna say so I says, and then you finish it. Make sense?
Let's go. I can try.
All right. So tonight we're at a school function. There's a couple hundred people outside. They got llamas. They got a DJ. They got food trucks and stuff. We're there with the kids, and came hangry and cranky. So she's trying to shut with the friend, and Soy V and I stayed late playing. He's playing with his friends, and all of a sudden we're walking out and we're leaving. And he said, "Dad," and he was playing with a girl all night, running there on the dance floor, and he's doing like. I wanted to record it first, but he's like Ross and Friends, just like
yes.
I'm like, oh dude, but then I looked at like the girls were like laughing with him, not at him, and they were having a time.
That part.
And he's running around playing with this girl. She actually came by the other night and dropped off a invitation for a party for him to go to, and he kind of talks about it a little bit once because he doesn't want to go there. I don't know if they're just friends or if he's got a thing. But anyways,
sure.
So he comes up to me as we're leaving, and he says, "Dad, this kid stole her. Won't use her name. Stole her shoe and wouldn't give it back." And I said, "Give her shoe back." And he said, "No." And so I chased them down, tackled them, and I grabbed his arm. I said, "Give her shoe back." And he said no. And so I kind of punched him in the stomach and grabbed the shoe back. Gave it girl. So I says,
Way to go, buddy. High five here.
because
Well,
why?
one because you stood up for your friend, and that's what you do when you have friends like that. You stand up for them. I mean, obviously, try to do it try to do it non-violently, all verbal if possible. But once again, the little boy wasn't listening. So here's a can. I'm gonna go ahead and open it up and introduce you to a little bit of whoop ass. You know what I'm saying?
So it was okay. I concur. I do not promote violence for my children, and it's funny because it's like a big conundrum of parenting because you teach don't hit, use your words, but then do that. It's like the kid's being a little ripping his shoe off a little girl. She's asking for her shoes off, and he stole Cinderella's shoe. Yeah. It is Halloween season. Hopefully, she doesn't turn into a pumpkin.
That part.
I was gonna say, so I don't advocate for it. And then I talked with him afterwards. I said, "Hey, man, I will never discipline you for standing up like that, especially when the friend's innocent. Like it's not like there was bullying your friend and you stand up. I don't care. I mean, I care, but if the school does a punishment or society does, that's fine. But in my opinion, no, man, you're standing up for your friends and you're doing the right thing. Now you don't sit there and start throwing haymakers, but like you can contain them and then get it back. If you had enough, cool. And so I was proud of him. Kept it very neutral. Like, no, well, I'm glad you stood up for your friend, but I'm glad you sided with me.
There you go. No, because here's how I actually teach my children too. And I don't teach them violence right away. And this is how I was raised. There's a 3-step rule, right? The first step, someone's bothering you or someone else, you tell them to stop. If they don't stop, then the second rule is you go tell an adult or a teacher. If the adult and the teacher does what they do and it doesn't stop, then the third time, it's time to say, here's my can, and I'm gonna crack it open at the end of the day, right? So I really do tell that though. I told Hazel, I told Quinn. I told Hazel and Quinn, and it's just a simple fact that the first 2 warnings was enough. You know what I'm saying? The parent or getting a teacher involved was enough, and if that kid didn't listen, this time for the proper reinforcement to make them pay attention. You feel me?
Well, when he said that he punched him afterwards, he said he kind of tapped him. That's what I was like, you may have went too far. The kid probably was a shit. So, like, I mean, get the shoe back, right? Y'all got little. There you go. Sorry.
So Tina says, you all got little ones. I'm the mama of 4 adult kiddos. 4th time is my choice. That is true. So it's the 4th time she's stepping in. She's like, look here. I'm reprimanding now. You know what I'm saying? You got me involved.
Oh, 2 is a problem, 3 is a trend, right? So then 4, you need the solution.
You need the solution. I like that. We're gonna have to put
I'm gonna give you two stories about hitting and stuff. Is one is about a year and a half, so they put Sawyer 3.5. She went through a biting phase where she would sink her teeth in him, and I was talking with Sawyer. I said, you know what, Sawyer, you don't ever instigate hitting somebody, but like if somebody is biting you or pinching you, tell them to stop. And if they don't, you need to protect yourself, and whatever you protect yourself, I get it. Now, once it's done and it's over. It's like you don't like if she's biting you, push her off. Don't go attack her afterwards, but just defend your space.
Yeah.
So my in-laws, father-in-law is listening right now, but they were over, and this is right after I told this, and Lily's teeth are sunken into his arm, and I'm doing the dishes. Thought about running. I'm like, you know what? He's going to handle this himself. And he looks at me and goes, Daddy. I said, tell her to stop. And then you know what to do. And he goes, stop. And she didn't do it. And so he just takes one hand and just shoves her. And as he does this, my father-in-law and mother-in-law come walking up the stairs, and all they see is him shoving her. And he shoved her,
No.
and she goes flying back, and they go, Sawyer, we don't. And I go, no. I was like, no, Sawyer, you are fine. Lily, that's crying, coming to me to be the victim. I'm like, no, you bit him. No, you invaded his space. He can protect himself.
There you go.
So
That brings me to a question, and we're gonna digress for like a hot moment.
let's play.
And when when parenting gets involved, and we got grandparents in the building, what's your limitations? Do you go? Do you like you just did? Are you controlling the situation at your, like, if you're at your home? This is my house. We do it this way. I'm sorry, mom. These are my children. Boom, boom, bow. Or is it like you kind of sit back if you're at their house and like, well, let me let grandpa and grandma, you know what I'm saying, do their thing? How does that dynamic work for you guys?
House rules are house rules. Like if Grandpa says that there's no snacks on the couch, there's no snacks on the couch. Period. Right. But if we give snacks
Right?
on the couch here, we can. But things like that, like if they walked into the situation that they didn't see the whole story. I'm not calling them out. I'm just saying like they didn't see what was
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on. All they saw was
Yep, yep, yep.
right. And so then I'm like, no. Like I got this. But if if it comes to a situation and it's a person, grandma, grandpa, aunt or uncle who's close to them, if they discipline the kids because of something they did, then I'm going to support. Most like I'm going to support the parent.
Okay. 100%. 100%.
Like, because I mean, our rules aren't always their rules, and whatever. Now, obviously they can overstep bounds, and if they do, then I can talk to my kids about it. But I mean, it's that's a tough thing to navigate, especially when you
That
got
is.
a bunch of siblings like I do, and
Right.
the family time we spend, because everybody has different rules and there's different ages. I try and respect um, spouses and other adults are doing, but I also
Mhm.
know my kids more than anybody. If my kids are in the wrong and I know they're in the wrong, then I'm going to say, hey, you know what? This is what you did. There's been a couple times where Sawyer or Lily would talk back to someone they shouldn't have, and I will flat out say, hey,
Gotcha.
you know
Gotcha.
that is your Uncle Vic. He does a lot for you, and um, um, he's always been with you, and he does a lot for you. To do something, whatever, you don't talk back, respect him. And now, whether I agree with his decision or he is in their lives and he is allowed to correct them. He has earned respect.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I mean?
got you.
Are
I got
you?
you.
So what do you think? Are you the end all be all for disciplinary stuff for your kids, or do you give
Yes.
leeway? Do you give leeway to those that are also influential in their lives?
I do give um if they catch it and they want to tell them to stop, and that's not what they're supposed to do, because my children know, they know right from wrong. But if they get in the midst of things and they get foggy because it's, the height of playing or whatever they're doing,
Yeah,
and auntie and uncle gotta, saying catch them, cool, yeah, I ain't got nothing to say. I sit back on that. But one thing that like stands out for me, right? Nana was here, my mother was here. She lives in Detroit, but she was here to visit. And I told my children something like, no, you don't get this. You have to wait, because it was a birthday. And typically, with our children being so young, they kind of still bring other gifts for, like, say, for Quinn or maybe even Margo, because they don't understand that it's just this person's birthday, right?
yep,
So they'll give them a gift down the road, you know what I'm saying, a couple hours or maybe in the next day, something of that nature.
yep,
But I was trying to teach Quinn, like, look, it's not your birthday, it's not your time, it's your big sister's birthday. This is who's getting the gifts. Now you can be here and be celebratory with her, or you can go ahead and go to another room and sit your butt down. That's what this looks like. But my mother ended up stepping into the scene and going and telling her to go grab her gift and having her open it, which then takes away from, Hazel, and causes these different scenarios that, no, Quinn needs to learn. This isn't your time. So I felt like, okay, At this point, mine, you didn't step your boundary because I didn't told her no. That kind of stuff.
Trumps all. I mean, it is tough because I'm very. I said this is the way it rocks. But then when my mom or my mother-in-law, if they want to spoil them and don't need
Nope.
that, blah, blah, but I'm like,
Nope.
you know what? But I am very much, Grandma. You want to give or Grandma? Like my mother-in-law plays bingo with the. If if they win, like the $1.50, and if you get like fourth place, you get like $1 and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't care because if Grandma wants to spoil them, or if they go shopping at the grocery
Sure,
store
sure.
and all of a sudden they come home with like 18 treats and a toy, I don't care because it's Grandma gets them.
Ah,
Kind of
I
put in
get
an
it.
awkward situation, but like you said, your mom's coming in from out of town. She wants to make an impression and spoil them.
And she still coulda. It just wasn't the opportunity. She still coulda, just not right then and there. And that's the issue. So Tina's chiming in, man. Tina says, you gotta hold your house. So whatever rules are at your crib, that's what's at your crib, no matter who is in there or not. I think that's what she's saying, and I appreciate that. But at grandpa's or grandma's house, you live by their rules. I can
Hey,
respect that 100%.
Jay, I don't care how big you are. Grandma's always going to lower you down.
You know what? You make a valid point, and I agree to that. But then again, I am an adult, and these are my children, and that's
Oh,
how
I
it
mean,
goes.
well, no, there's certain things. There are certain things, boundaries and stuff like that. But
Yep. Yep. No,
um,
but I'm with you still, and I am on that boat of, what I'm saying, letting that spoilage happen when it's the right time. But if dad says no, then that's it. You got to wait until it's time to get it, whatever CB that part. But Tina says this, and it makes a point, and I don't know how it started, and I don't know where it started. I'm not gonna place blame on who. But when I was growing up, that was never the case. I'll leave it at that. But she says, why are kids getting gifts if it isn't their day?
cause grandma's coming in from out of town,
That part,
right?
that part. But then
I'm,
again, I
I
think, go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, I don't know. My Quinn's a different breed, man. She's the middle child, and she's not understanding at the time. At the time, she's completely different now. But at the time, she's just not understanding that she don't get gifts. And there's, I've been to plenty of birthday parties where I've seen, children melt down because they're not getting gifts, even though it's not their birthday. They just don't understand that aspect yet. But she's
Yeah.
getting it now. She understand that now.
So my friend Howie is texting me here, and he's trying. He can't comment because he's not up to date with technology, so he can't figure
That
out.
part. How we
He
go on
said,
YouTube?
"Yeah, Howie, figure it out." He said, "Tina's on point. Mom did that shit for my kids."
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. I don't. I never want to step in the way of grandma or grand's spoiling their kids and buying it, even if it's not their day, because you know what? Especially like your mom lives in Detroit, right? So she goes, how long she goes? 6, 7 months without seeing your kids,
Yeah, just
right?
about, just
Give,
about.
give or take. My mother-in-law goes 4 or 5 months without seeing my kids, and when she sees them, she wants to spend them and treat them right, spend good times with them. If they ask for something, she wants to give it to them, and she
Hmm,
has like
hmm.
little nuances with them that they know that when grandma's here, we get to do that. My father-in-law, his tradition when he stays at our house is in the morning he gets up, he takes the kids to Dunkin' Donuts or to Holiday Donut, and then they have their things, and I don't want to step in the way with that. When it comes to like a respect thing or whatever, those boundaries I stand firm on. But
Hmm.
if they wanna give them a Coke at 7 o'clock at the lake, I don't care because it's grandma and grandpa time.
There you go. Hey, I like it. I like it. Let's see. Tina got a good one here. She says, "I have three and a bonus child, but if there are grandma gifts, it should be a separate occasion." 100 grand. We on our way to learning that. I will say that 100%. We are on our way to learning that and we're teaching that to our children. Now, Quinn's birthday, not Quinn, but Margo birthday is around the corner. That comes here on Thanksgiving this year, and I think Quinn got it at this point. She knows she's ready to give gifts at this point. She's making pictures and coloring and writing. We just did math today. Before she went to school, she was excited to copy and write math equations. So she's growing. She's a growing one. I just know that when it comes to Quinn, uh, uh, she needs a little bit more love than the rest of them. I don't know if it's the middle child syndrome or what, but she's a gifted child. That's all I'm gonna say. She's a special breed.
Spirited?
Very much so. Highly spirited. And the funniest part is when like Katie and I just sit and kind of like look at her and see what's going on. Katie laughs extra hard because she sees herself. And I could only imagine. You know what I'm saying? Like
You
Katie
can only
said she
imagine
was a very
Katie at that age.
that part. She said she was a very spirited young lady as well. Have you noticed that though? Like, has that been something for you, like where you see and then you start remembering some of the things you did as a child in your children? Because I see that with me. Like, Hazel is a spitting image of me, and I remember doing a number of things that she's doing now unknowingly that I did exactly when I was a child. Like
such
100%.
as, such as.
Oh man, we are both food connoisseurs. We love food, love food. And I just find her doing little things like continuously asking for just a little bit more, or just like kind of like sneaking little bits of bites off of a plate while taking the plate away. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know you guys were part Heskett.
That part, I'm telling you, man.
you, there's a saying going around our house. Jackie, well, she learned quickly, is that at get-togethers, the boys let the kids and the girls go first. Because once they go through the line, it's fair game. There ain't no seconds.
Ain't nothing. You might as well get all you can on that one plate, young lady. Is what y'all saying?
I went and got sushi with my brother and my good buddy Saturday night. We went and saw Bill Burr. We got sushi, and we got you can eat sushi, and we got 7, 8 rolls. Knocked that down. Then we got like 7, 8 more rolls. And my buddy, he's 6'4". Um, he's much taller than me. I'm 5'8". Dave's 6'1", and I'm good. Dave's like, you guys want more? You want more? I'm like, I mean, I don't want to miss the show, but if you put sushi in front of my face,
I'm gonna eat it. Sound like me too.
So we tapped him out, and I'm like, Dave's like, I'm starting to slow down, and he calls me out. I'm like, dude, I'm 100 pounds lighter and 6 inches shorter. Like, the Heskets just eat. I think I told you this. There's one Thanksgiving that David Eddie stepped on the scale pre-meal. We ate our meal, then we stepped on the scale to see who ate the most.
Oh wow, that's
Heskets
talent.
eat, man.
Heskets eat. That's it. I take it all day. Well, man, I mean, I am one to say that our family enjoys a good meal, but one thing I can remember, and we're gonna get to Tina's question here. One thing that I can remember is how excited I would get when it's time to eat.
Oh yeah.
Or when like just a little thing like how like do you ever remember creating like a little dance of excitement because it was dinner time? Like you'd be that excited and you just do like a weird little arm shake dance, like yeah, that kind of stuff. That's where we're at. Tina question here. She goes, can you all remember the days before having kiddos?
I go back to the movie Knocked Up, where two couples, a couple with the kids and the couple with the kids, and one of them says to the other, "Did you ever have kids?" And they, just kidding, by the way.
Right.
Do you remember the day? Yes, I do, very much so.
I can remember it like it was yesterday. I've known Tina for some time now, and I knew her children before they were all in their 20s. Tina, what is going on? She says, I really can't. My
There you
babies are
go.
26, 23, 22, and 22.
So
All of
Tina, if you
these,
good.
I was going to say this. All of these 23, 22, 22, I remember them being 17, 18, 16, 17, 18. Wow. Time is
That
flying.
looks like a Sudoku problem there. So Tina, I don't know if you listened to the other shows, there's a point in the midsummer where Jay was going through some struggles with the kids and stuff, and I was trying to like, hey, you know what? There's gonna be a point in your life when you're gonna be like Tina, be like, man, like I had all this time, and like you get so mad, like, oh, we're late because I couldn't get her in the damn car seat, and then he was melting down, and then like you're pissed off 2 hours later, and then your spouse walks in the door, and you're just like, and like you're like messing. Slow down, because you only get 7 years, 8 years. I mean, to this now, I dropped my 8-year-old off at the school. I'm not even pulled up in the parking lot, and he's unbuckling, saying, "Dad knucks." There's no hug. There's no high five. There's no bye.
Mm.
Just Dad. And it was the first day of school, and Jackie wanted to hug her, and he said, "Mom," and like, what? And she like chased him. I'm like, Jack, you no, his friends are here.
Yeah.
He's in third grade. I'm like, yeah, I knock him. Like, hey man, we'll see you later, dude. See you later, bro. So like, she wants her kids back. I can't move, man. Like, we want
No.
our kids gone.
My feelings will be broken if my girls don't want to do our handshake anymore. I have two handshakes, one with Quinn and one with Hazel. Very specific, very separate. And we do this anytime we see each other and when we depart from each other, along with hugs and kisses. But if she ever gets to a point where she doesn't want to do our handshake anymore, oh no, sorry, Bob. I don't know if I'll be able to handle all that.
So enjoy the moment because it goes
I
quick.
am. I'm enjoying it, man. Oh, geez. You got any
So was
more
Tina
games?
what's that?
I was asking you had any more games?
No, I actually story kind of
Go ahead.
falls into that. I had this picture here. So this is a picture of Sawyer. Okay, look at the hair, the messy dinosaur shirt that doesn't really fit, right? That picture of Sawyer is out, back up. There it is. This was one of my biggest, I want to call it a fail as a stay-at-home dad. It was his first year in preschool, and it was picture day. I didn't know it was picture day. And it was October, and the temperatures had just dropped. This was open and windy, so you just felt everything rippling.
Mm-hmm.
And so he would be 3, and so Lil was 1, and it was a shit morning, and I was struggling with them. And he wore his favorite dinosaur shirt, which was a Pachycephalosaurus, which he could pronounce, which was crazy. But
Yeah, wow.
right, so he I got him dressed, and then like Lily was like melting down, and I get her in, and like I'm like badge on her. We're out the door at 9, getting my kid to class on time, and I'm going parking lot, stump drop over the curb, and the baby seat like kind of falls, but I catch it at the last second. And parents are trying to help me, and I'm just a hot mess, struggling.
Hot mess, it sounds like.
Oh yeah, I was and I was up for like 3 hours with Lil that night. I remember it. It was a rare night where she didn't sleep through the night, and I'm just exhausted. It's freezing cold. I hate the cold, and I'm walking in, and all of a sudden, my mom goes, "Put your head down. The hair's blowing your hair back, and it's gonna ruin picture." And I'm like, "Picture day." Plus, she's 3, and like she's like, "Yeah, it's picture day." I'm like, "Oh shit." I didn't fill any forms. He's wearing this. Like, he's wearing just a dinosaur shirt. His hair is just like he stuck it in a socket. And I went in, and then I stayed with him for pictures. And like Lily's melting down, and he got it. And we come back, and I was just like, I was so like out of my element of getting him to school on time and dealing with a baby who wasn't always sleeping through the night, that like I wasn't even reading the news. I wasn't even reading the newsletter, and I missed picture day, and it was
Man.
it's so bad. So anyways, I don't know why that story popped in my head, but I had this picture here, just like that was like a massive fail. And
Massive.
I look back at it now and I was like, what was so tough? Like there was
Exactly. I was about to say, was it that bad? What
right
was it? I don't think it was.
in the moment, dude, I was a wreck, but now I'm like, you sucked.
Right. Tina says y'all lucky he wasn't wearing PJs. That part. That part. Sometimes you just might you might just be like, forget it, yo.
Oh, you know what? I take when I do a job or something, I try and take pride to be the best I can, do the best I can. So you get all these moms and stuff, and I was always like, all right, I'm gonna be a dad. I got this. Like
Yep.
this ain't a thing. Like you show
No.
up and your kid's wearing a stretched out shirt, and he's like, like
Man, right. Still snot on his nose the whole nine. The whole
almost drop your
nine.
girl in the parking lot. Like, yeah,
One thing I commend, and I think if you guys are listening, man, go back and listen to like one or two. I think no, two or three episode, two or three, and that's where we kind of give our salute to mothers because the the work that a mother puts in is astonishing. From keeping a household straight to whatever cooking meals they have to go on for the week or the day, all the way down to what the kids are wearing, and hairdos are extremely tedious. It's taxing. So in my household, I'm the one doing all that. Like I do all, even when I was working, I do all the hair, I do all of the washing, I do all of the getting prepared and ready for school, all of that stuff. And boy, let me tell you, sometimes it's that's the whole day. That's the whole day. You do you know my ritual for the day? I get the kids ready. We get water bottles and make sure that we got tablets charged, and all the stuff they need inside of their book bags, all of that kind of stuff, right? And the tablets aren't even just for regular usage; it's for school.
right.
But then once they're done, it's me picking up the toys that I picked up last night that they put back out this morning, picking it up this afternoon, washing the same dishes, not even different ones. It's the same dishes. I washed them last night just so they can use them in the morning, and I wash them in the afternoon, and then I gotta wash them again at the evening. This is what my day looks like. I don't ever really leave the kitchen, the living room, and the laundry room. Those are the places that I am in almost every single day.
Rinse, repeat.
Every single day. Rinse, repeat, literally. So for a parent and a mother to get out there and then still go to work and be, cognitive to the rest of the world, salute to y'all, man. Or even other dads, man. If you guys, myself including Chris, man, we tackle the rest of the day and other situations now in life, along with all the other taxing stuff. So I just wanted to give a quick second and quick shout out to everybody that's out there doing this shit, man, because this shit is not easy. You feel me?
Yes, I feel you.
No, I was going to say, no, you do not
no,
feel me. You don't understand.
no, no. I for those for the visually impaired, I shook my head. No, it's like no, it's not easy. Yeah,
I'm like, so it's not easy for him. He got this thing. He's skating by. Okay, I need to come to the
yeah, no,
Estes
man,
house.
you can't kick that dirt off your shoulder. No, I mean it's it uh, it's it's like it's so it's not I don't want to call it effortless for my wife or other moms, but it comes a lot more natural, I think, for them.
Sure, sure, sure.
And um s- my wife is a way better um nurturer for the kids, and she has less need for herself and always puts the kids first, whereas I admit my kids are first a lot most of the time. I mean, push comes to shove, they come first. But I always in my head need a slot for me time. Like I always need to know that this is about me.
Agreed,
And
agreed.
I don't know. I don't know what it would be like if the roles were reversed. Because I'm not saying that like my wife likes her career, but that's not like her me time. But
Sure, sure.
when that eats up 40, 50, 55 hours of her week, what's left but time with maybe a movie with me, a show with me, or time to herself. But like, um, for me, I gotta have them back in my head. Like, spring, summer, I play softball.
Yeah.
Fall, winter, I play basketball. And I twisted last week at softball and it hurt pretty bad. Been limping all week. My dumbass still went and played basketball last week because damn it,
You're a trooper. You got to do it, right?
Gotta go do it.
I gotta go do it.
Right.
Well, guys, I need you to know you got to reach out to us. Make sure that you go ahead and like us on all streaming platforms. We are on Facebook. We're on TikTok. We're on Twitter. Again, how to find us is right here. Rad Bad Sad on Twitter and on TikTok. This is the Rad Bad Sad Home Dad podcast. We've reached the end. This was good. Yeah, that quick, man.
Sound effects, smount effects.
Right.
We got this. So Jay, I'm gonna set the over under right now. I am taking Sawyer and Lily to the Lions Vikings game on Sunday with my dad.
Ooh.
Over under. We'll go 2-minute warning, second quarter. Lily asking to leave.
Oh. Let's see. Over under. Second quarter.
Well, and it hurt her defense that the game will probably be over by then, anyways.
I honestly think she'll make it most of the game.
Okay.
Reason being is because it's a different place. It's gonna look different. All of the noise, the people, the popcorn, the pretzel, the pop, all of that kind of stuff is going to be right there in front of her.
Her dad crying at the score.
Yeah, that could be it. That could be the case. Well, you know what? I'll say this though. Don't be surprised that the Lions actually pull something off. Goff might have something up his sleeve for this terrible Vikings defense.
I don't know, man. The Lions are missing. They're missing Decker. They're missing. Sitywell is questionable, and then Oda's out for the year, and then they're God, I'm spacing his name. Their center, who actually went to the school my kids go to, Sawyer's teacher was his teacher. What the hell is his name? Oh, I'm spacing it. He's on injured reserved.
Jeez.
Yeah, so I was trying to convert Sawyer as a Lions fan. It's like, hey, your teacher taught him too.
Converting him.
He's like, yeah, cool. But Sawyer's like a girl. He's like, what jersey should I wear? Should I wear Cook? Should I wear Thielen? Should I wear Bridgewater? I'm like, well, Bridgewater, it's a belly shirt, so no, because you don't wear. Because that was 3 years ago. But he's. I told the kids, my dad got tickets, and like I said, Jack's out of town. My dad sent a message saying to the fam, saying, "Oh, sorry, I could have got tickets, but nobody can go." I was like, "I can go, but
I'm going.
Bringing 2 with me." Yeah, I picked the kids up from school on Monday and told them I said, "Guess where we're going this week?" And they said, "Where?" And I played "Immigrant Song" by Led Zeppelin. You know that one?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
It's a song
no,
that,
I don't.
You sure should. The Vikings come out to it. I come from the land of the ice and stone. It's a song that the Vikings come out to.
Gotcha.
So I played that song, and Sawyer's like, I wish I would record. He's like, we're going to the Vikings game. And Lily goes, I don't want to go to the Vikings game.
Yes. And so, if anybody knows, hopefully we can get our children on here one day. But if anybody knows, Lily is very exaggerate when it comes to those type of explicitives. She's very like, oh yeah, I can see that all over her face. Here we go.
Yeah, we should do that one. We should do that one day where the kids are in the lap and we just do a show and just say, let it rip. Who cares?
Let it go.
This is our lives.
Right. All right. Well, Tina had 2 questions. One. She says, "Are we on Twitch?" We are not on Twitch because we don't run as long. But you never know. I'm the producer of it. I might jump over there one day. If it's worth it, let me know. If you think I should go over there. And then the other one, she says, "Lions win."
So where's she from?
Here, she's actually. I would have thought she was a Viking. Her husband, Jason, he's a big Vikings fan. I'm not sure if she is. I think she just Vikings because she's from here.
Okay,
that's what I feel. I can't remember, but she just knows that the Vikings suck. That's all that is. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
As simple as that. You know what I mean? And but with that, guys, thank you all for tuning in. We do appreciate you one love. It's all love that you guys been here rocking with us the whole time. Uh Chris, what was your friend's name again? Shout him out.
Uh, Howie, he's
Howie.
probably bedtime now. He gets up at like 3 to go to work, but he was saying he couldn't. He actually texted me and said, "I don't like all social media." Arr. But he said he was listening in. My father-in-law said he was just talked to a couple of people that said listening in. Somebody listening last week gave me some feedback about stuff, and I'm grateful. I mean, I think we keep doing it. We keep having fun. People
That's
chime in
beautiful.
here or there, and have some fun. Oh no, Howie's up. I just got a text. He said he's up. So
There it is.
um I
Tim is from
appreciate
Prior Lake.
Prior Lake. Okay.
Yeah, she's a Vikings fan, but she just knows the truth.
Yeah, I'm a diehard Lions fan. They don't win.
They don't win.
No. At this point, I'm like, you know what? Michigan just go beat Nebraska. So
Ah, just merge with Ohio. That's what they were supposed to do in the first place.
oh hey Jay, when I took Lil tonight was my late night to take Lil to dance class, and I come home and Sawyer and Lil's like goes up to the bedroom, and she's the bedrooms where all the rooms are. She's like, "Where's mom? Where's Sawyer?" I'm like, "I know where they are. They're downstairs." We go downstairs. There's 3 TVs on. He's got the college football game, the baseball game on, and the pro game on. And I look at Jackie, and she's like, "I don't even know. He just came down there. He turned on all 3 TVs. I didn't do it." I'm like, "I've created a monster."
Not right, and glory to that he can. I seen the post, the Facebook post,
Okay,
that he
yeah, I
can
threw it up there.
hold down the man cave while you're away. That's all that's needed. I need a
Hey
little
man,
man cub.
give the
Look, you see, you
boys
got your cub.
give the boys some respect because one's a smart TV, one's an Apple TV, and one's a Fire Stick, and that dude can knock out all 3 of them. And then he
That
was like,
part.
"Dad, can we fire the other game up on your computer?" I'm like, whew, that's we only have 4 Hulu accounts here. We got to save one for the girls.
There
Let's
you
not
go.
be
You got to
selfish
do that.
now. So all right,
I
man, we're
love it.
we're past.
We're past. No problem, man. Anything else before we go, my friend? You got anything for him?
No, I think I'm good. I talked enough. We'll hit it up next week, maybe once, maybe twice. I'm flying solo for this weekend, so I'll have some stories next weekend, I'm sure. How about you?
This weekend, Katie works, so a semi solo, but nothing too crazy. Depending on how the weather look, we have a squirrel in our yard that's taking walnuts from both of our neighbors and hoarding them in our tree. So at the base of our tree, we have a like he's getting ready for winter, and there's that many walnuts. That's not even like you know what I'm saying. The green walnuts, like they're not even. Yeah, they're just sitting at the base of our tree. So we're gonna go ahead and ruin his winter by shoveling those up and getting rid of them.
Man, what you gotta
Yeah,
do? Kill a squirrel. Go for it.
they'll be all right. They'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? It ain't hurting
Man, have you
the
have you have you
atmosphere.
have you thought of a better fall? Like
Yeah,
I'm
this is
still in
perfect.
shorts and a cutoff, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's 65 degrees. This is awesome. Like,
This is the greatest. Yes, this is where I want it fall to be. And then at night you're
mhm.
getting your nice cool temperatures. I'm a fan of it all day. Well,
Thank you,
guys,
global warming.
that part,
I've always
guys,
been chilly, so
continue to follow us, hit the like button, share this with some friends. Once again, we're on all streaming platforms. My name is Jason. This is my best co-host here. Not my best, but my awesome co-host here,
your
Chris.
only co-host.
My only co-host,
Also, you're
exactly.
worse than.
Right? Best and
I
worst.
say it. I say it to Lil all the time. Lil, you're my favorite daughter. I'm your only daughter. You're also my worst daughter. Like, you know that.
You know you're going to be on both ends of that, right?
Yeah, that's
All right, but what I need you guys to do is make sure you continue to be your absolute best because being empowered starts today. We live life, we love unconditionally, and we seek growth. When you do all 3 of those, you're in your alpha state. So stay primal and get after it. Always remember to protect your peace and drink water. Thank you for tuning in with us, man. We catch you guys next week. Ah, holla.